This morning, there was a topic that I went by very, very quickly when it comes to the PlayStation 5 system. And I still have a lot of questions about this. And I think it has to do with sort of the way it's being approached right now by different outlets. It has to do with this PlayStation 5 model. And I wanted to go over it here very quickly with you guys, just to give a bit more insight as to what exactly is happening. Guys, if you enjoy these videos, make sure you hit that like button. Helps out a ton. And if you're new here to the Spawnwave Plus channel, make sure you subscribe down below. We're headed towards 150,000 subscribers. So thanks to everyone who clicked the button down below to subscribe to the channel. Let's head over here. This was posted up by, this one's from Screen Rant, but I've seen some similar headlines just kind of alluding to the idea of this being a big deal. But it says new PS5 model seemingly registered by Sony, but is it the PS5 Pro? I know how the game is played and all of this, getting people to articles or videos and making the compelling headline, title, all of that. I understand. But they say a new PlayStation 5 model has apparently been registered by Sony, causing some to speculate that maybe the PS5 Pro is finally on its way. So this was a model number that was spotted online. I know VGC, Video Games Chronicles, posted about it, started to pick up a lot of traction online, and it led to quite a bit of discussion around the idea of Sony indeed coming out with a more powerful PlayStation 5 system, which is weird to think about now because most people can't get a PlayStation 5, and then what, next year they're like, oh, here's the new PlayStation 5 that everyone's going to flock to. I know if you look at the PlayStation 4 Pro and sort of the timeline of events there, the PS4 came out in 2013 and the Pro came out in 2016, so it was like a 3-year gap. That was a kind of a different time, though, because there was a pretty serious push into 4K, and Sony was trying to get ahead of that since they also sell TVs and all of this stuff. But I mean, we are definitely in the range of diminishing returns. So at this time, Sony actually has to figure out how to make PlayStation 5s cheaper and actually be able to get the parts in order to do it. I don't think they should be making the PlayStation 5 more expensive right now for themselves and for the end consumer, because a PS5 Pro is, well, it's going to cost more than $500, we assume. But anyway, this led to a lot of talk around what's going on here with this SKU for this different model. Very quickly, give you a rundown of how these SKUs work, or these models. This is just a quick list. It's over on Wikipedia. It's the PlayStation Dev Wikipedia, where they are trying to keep tabs on these different ones. They even have like a little section here for PS5 Slim and PS5 Slim Digital, whenever that happens. But they do have some dev kit ones, which is kind of cool. But we can see this is the first edition for the PS5. They also have the PS5 Digital below that, CFI 1008A, and so on there. They also have like release firmware that came along with that. And for the most part, these different models that you see here, even though they're all like launch day models, were for different regions. Japan, for example, Central Asia, Mexico, US, Europe, and so on. So they will vary slightly depending on where you buy it in the world. And the number has changed once before. While we had like the 10.0 model that we were just talking about, recently we had the CFI 1100 model, which came out last year. If you remember, that was the whole thing with the different sized heat sinks, and Austin Evans did his video, and then the internet responded how you figured the internet would, and there's a whole thing there. But at the end of the day, it turns out for the end user, it's not much of a difference at all. The PS5 is a little bit lighter when you pick it up. There you go. But that is a CFI 1100 model, and didn't really do anything when it comes to it being a more powerful PlayStation 5. Digital Foundry even like ran tests on it just to see, and no, basically within margin of error between those. Which now brings us to this new model. We can see it here, CFI 1200 series, which we had the CFI 10, CFI 11, now CFI 12. It's pretty clear that they're just kind of going up in value as we go through the years, right? It makes sense. Next year, we'll probably see CFI 1300 series. But it does say here, specified radio equipment, specified in Article 2, Item 19, and they have that a few times here for different numbers, and it comes down to new regulations, this having to do with the wireless signals in it. Among the items of spurious regulations, the old regulations received technical standard conformity, certification, etc. as radio equipment that conforms to the conditions before the revision by the ministerial ordinance and so on there. Basically, Sony had to change a few things up when it comes to, in this case, the radio equipment inside of the PS5 to fit within certain regulations that appear to just consistently be changing. So no, it doesn't look like you're going to see a PlayStation 5 Pro or even a PS5 Slim or anything like that. I really believe this generation is out of the gate a bit slow because of the whole stock situation currently. And I mean, if we do end up needing a PS5 Pro, it'll be probably 5 or even 6 years in the life because let's face it, the generation is just having a hard time getting started right now. But let me know what you guys think about this one down below with the new model not being much of anything. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.